gentlemen, going to be taking the stage right now, Mr. Dale Earnhardt Jr. I guess we're missing one more, huh? Where's the kid at? Elliott, well, you got to turn on Dale's mic, huh? Okay, now it's on.
There it is.
Chase is supposed to be here too. Where is he?
I don't know. I'm not his keeper.
Dale, let's just start right off with getting that car.
Oh, yeah.
From the Speedway of your dad's. You've gotten a lot of gifts over the years.
Yeah.
What was it like for you when they presented that car? I mean, I got chill bumps when I was watching that. What was it like for you?
Yeah. So back around in 1980, Dad was driving for a guy named Rod Osterland in the blue and yellow #2. He was driving a '79 Monte Carlo, and he won a championship in '80. Ran the last race of the year in Ontario, California, and the car had Wrangler decals on it. That was the first race he ever had Wrangler decals on his car, and that was going to be a sponsor the following season. So that car ended up over at Martha Earnhardt's house in the backyard after that season. I think they gave that car to Dad. And I remember as a little boy, Dad would keep his Busch cars there, Xfinity cars, whatever you want to call it. He had a 2-car garage that was Ralph Earnhardt's garage behind Memaw's house. And he ran his race team out of that for a long time, till around '86, '87. So this car was sitting in the backyard for a couple years. I remember being a kid and going over to that shop every chance I could get. And Dad would go there every single day of the week forever. And I'd see that car time and time again. And I remember them talking about how they planned to have that car restored, and it was going to come down to the museum here in Talladega. So back in the 80s, there were 2 Hall of Fames, and it was there was one in Darlington at the racetrack there, and there's this one down here. And this one was kind of the official Hall of Fame at the time for motorsports and NASCAR. There's a lot of good stuff over there, not just NASCAR stuff, but anyhow, they eventually got a loaner car to use to restore this car. So Dad got another race car that was kind of a back marker, but he just needed suspension parts and all kinds of stuff, seat and everything. So he took this loaner car, and they had this car restored around 1985, and they sent it down to the museum here. So it's been sitting down here since the mid-'80s. I've been in there 100 times to see it. When I was a little kid coming to this racetrack, me and my buddies would always end up in the museum at some point in the weekend. So that's the car that he ran at the last race of the season in 1980. And the state of Alabama owns the museum. The state of Alabama owns probably most of the cars in there, and they own this car. And so they still own the car. They're just going to let me take it back home for a while and keep it around. And I'll probably tune on it a little bit, and eventually it'll come back to the museum because that's where it belongs. But I appreciate it. It's great I came out here last year to do the Winter Circle program, which is basically promoting this race last season. We come out here a couple weeks ahead of time and do something fun and try to sell tickets. And I was here with the Alabama gang, Donnie Allison and Bobby and Red and all those guys. And I wanted to drive that car. They had a couple cars they was going to take around the track, and that was one of them, but they wouldn't let me drive it because I was still getting over the concussion. So it was great to be able to drive it this weekend. I took it for a couple laps, and I cruised through the garage. The garage is still open, so all the guys over there in the Cup garage are still working on their cars. So I cruised through there one time, let everybody get a good look at it. And that was probably the funnest part, really, was driving around the garage in front of all the mechanics and stuff, because they did that kind of stuff, and a lot of those guys are old school guys. So I'm gonna take it home, and Amy says it's going in the garage right there at the house.
Amy says.
Yeah. So I mean, you have to run those things by your wife. If you put a race car in the garage, right, you got to run that one by the old lady. So that's not one of them things you just assume. So, but she's pretty excited about it. She was in tears over it, and she's super excited about it. She was in tears yesterday getting that pole. So she's super supportive and excited about it.
Yeah, I know you want to give a big round of applause about getting the pole the race car, and then the governor presents you with your own day now.
Yeah.
I mean, what's that like? I mean, you got Dale Earnhardt Jr. day now. I mean, again, you've had gifts and you have all these things, but have you ever had a key to the city or your own day?
You know what? I think that it must be real easy to have your own day because this is the first time this has happened. And I think you can make a day anything. So me and there's no National Junior Day for juniors. We got any other juniors out there? So me and Stenhouse, I don't even remember what it was. It was a couple months ago. We decided that day was going to be National Junior Day. So we'll celebrate that every year. And it's been, people have made it, you know, Dale Junior Day in certain towns and stuff like that before. So it must be real easy to do. I actually doing the research to try to figure out how to have a National Junior Day.
Chase Elliott, everyone.
I didn't mean to interrupt. They told me to come.
Oh, that's good.
So,
come on up.
Yeah. So Chase, welcome. Let's give it up for Chase Elliott one more time. So Chase, you know, the number one question the fans want to know, everybody knows you're going to be driving the number 9 next year. It was hard enough for you to come into the sport driving the 24 after Jeff Gordon. Now you're going to be driving your dad's number. What's it like for you and how much fun are you going to have doing it?
Yeah, I'm super excited. There's a lot of people here this morning. That's awesome. That's pretty cool. Thanks for coming out today. Hope you guys enjoy the race. But yeah, definitely. I mean, the 9's been my favorite number for a long time, and I think Dad said it best the other day. You know, yes, it is a number that he had the majority of his success in over his career, but it's been as much my number since I started racing as it's been his. And I wanted to run that number in Cup as much for that reason as the reason that I wanted to run it when I was 8 years old, which was because of him. So I feel attached to it because that's where I started, and I'm excited to carry that forward.
That's awesome. Dale, you know, I was thinking, you know, when he came up here, we're getting older, okay? They're getting younger. Do you go to the younger generation anymore and give them advice, wishing that you got the advice when you were that young?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, anytime you see a guy doing really good, you want to pick his brain and see what he's thinking and you know, how he describes his car drives and I think, you know, no matter the age of me or Chase, I mean, we sit down and debrief and listen to each other about each other's cars and trust what each other's saying and try to take some of that knowledge and take it to ourselves and try to help our cars get better. And you got to depend on each other and work really hard together to get stronger. Our teams push each other to do better. I mean, me and him's been battling for these poles at the plate tracks. I don't think anybody else has been on the front row with me and you for the last 2 years at Daytona and Talladega. So, you know, we push each other to elevate our game, and the teams do that as well. And you know, I look at Chase's information and his knowledge and what he's describing in his car is as important as I do from Jimmy. So, because, you know, you want to try to get as good as you can get on the weekend, and you lean on your teammates to do that.
And Chase, what's it like for you? You and Junior, 1 and 2, today leading the field. What's it like for you? It's got to be like a dream come true. I mean, growing up, seeing Junior, watching him race.
Yeah, no, it's great. We've, like Dale was saying, our two teams, first off, they do a great job at these plate tracks, and as y'all know, without a fast car, neither him or I would be sitting on the front row today. We didn't have a whole lot to do with that. So really it's the guys in the garage area that got up at 6:30 this morning to come and work on our cars are the reason that we're there. But it is a great honor. For me, it's also opportunity for me. It's opportunity for him, and we want to go and have a shot to win, and that means we're going to have to try to beat one another as much as everybody else. So we're excited to get going.
Bob, we got questions down from the fans. Go ahead. Oh, you got a little one down there.
I saw a picture of you bow hunting on Twitter. What kind of bow do you shoot? Dale,
I got a Matthews. It's about 8 years old, and Truex has a brand new bow every time I see him. And I've been asking when he's gonna bring me a brand new bow, but I got this Matthews and I ain't messed with it yet, so I hate to move on. I got a Hoyt that I messed with a little bit, but I ain't a video. I hate to change because I ain't had no problem or miss with the Matthews, so
Took a video.
I'm gonna keep using that one.
Go find
So your nephew Jeffrey was up here and you went boat fishing with him.
Yeah.
Q&A now.
I asked him how good you were.
Yeah. Oh well, I mean, we really didn't have a whole lot of luck, but
He said you had fun though.
we had so much fun. So it was me and Jeffrey and my brother Kerry. We get out there and we ain't been. We're back in these coves. It's pretty shallow. And Kerry runs a trolling motor into the ground, knocks the head off of it. And so Kerry's sitting there trying to fix it, and he's trying to self-tap this screw into some carbon fiber. And I was like, you might want to let Jeffrey do this. He looks like he's twice as strong as you are. So we ended up having to go to a buddy's house. This is like midnight, and borrow a Fisher-Price troller motor this guy had sitting on his deck. And we ended up messing around, having some fun. We had a couple. We saw a couple fish and shot a few times. It's harder than it looks. I'll tell you that right now. They're only about 8 feet away, but damn. But Jeffrey wasn't no better shot than I was. I think he got one. But it was fun. Had some beer. And hung out with my brother and my nephew. So those are good times.
That's awesome. And this young lady down here, she wanted to know, I didn't want to let you ask because the microphone's going to start squealing. Junior Motorsports, are you ever going to go to Cup?
Don't look at me.
Yeah, I don't think, I really, we got a really good business model for the Xfinity Series that works for us right now, and we're having fun, and we have a great relationship with Hendrick Motorsports where we're sort of their farm team for drivers, mechanics, crew chiefs, engineers. And as long as that's working for us, even if we had a great opportunity with a great sponsor and partnership, I don't think we'd move. I really don't. I really think that we belong where we are, and it's such a big responsibility. We got 150 employees, and HMS has over 500. And I don't think that between me and my sister, I just got married. Wanting to start a family and all that, and Kelly's got a family. She's got 3 kids. I don't think either one of us want the responsibility of having to shoulder the load of those employees. I mean, those people depend on you to put food on the table, and you gotta be there for them every day. And so, 150 we can handle. So we're gonna stick around right there.
Bob, another question right down in front.
Hi, Chase. Tell NASCAR. Tell the fans we're straight like back like it was when your dad drove off the scene about 212. And Junebug, we are just looking so forward to an announcement on a Dale number 3.
Well, if they took the plates off now, I don't know that I'd want to drive it. It'd be. I don't know, how fast will we go? It'd be crazy.
Without the plates, they probably, once you got the setup going right, I think you could go 235.
Yeah. It'd be good until you hit something, and that'd be real bad.
Yeah. I know that they took the plate off a car back when Rusty was driving. Right before he retired, he ran 222 or 225 or something, and that was 10 years ago. So, the cars would just be flying. I'd like them to go a little faster to where handling was a little more important, to where you had to actually work on the car some in practice, but we don't want to. I don't know if 235 is what we want to be going.
I don't know about that. Hey, never know.
And we got a question right down in front. And Dale, the reason why I'm letting him ask, he's serving our country right now, and he's a big dude. And so what he wanted to know was, if I get out of the military next year, how can I go to work for one of the race teams? Do you guys, look at the size of him. He looks like one of your big crew guys.
Yeah, they have tryouts over at HMS, and they have kind of like a spring training or a camp where there's guys from, right out of college that play football, baseball. There's guys out of pro sports. They've either got an injury or something. They won't allow them to continue to play football, baseball, but they're still well enough to actually get in there and do run around the car for the pit stops and so forth. So most of the guys that are over the wall guys today have a history or some sort of a connection to pro sports, and you look like you can handle it. So I think
that's why I let him ask the question, because I got to get off the stage. You got people with you. I don't. He's a lot bigger than me.
Yeah, I think get on over to HMS. They have tryouts, and it's kind of like a walk-on program. And we have a situation now to where we have a second and a third string. because HMS guys, those teams crew the Xfinity cars when we have companion races, and so they like to try out their second, third string guys in action to see what, because you can do a 12 or 10, 11 second stop at the shop. It's easy, but when you got everything going on and all that noise and people going, the cars flying by, them guys kind of fall apart. You find out who can really cut it in that situation. So it's fun to see how those guys perform on the Xfinity level.
Dale, they're yelling at me going, tell Dale to come.
All right,
Chase,
I got to
you
take
stay.
off. Chase, you stick around. See y'all later. Enjoy the race.
So much. Put your hands together for right now. Dale Jr. Woo. I mean, listen, you know what it's like when you look out and see a sea of people. It's like that every weekend when you come here. But when you come here with Dale, does it ever get old? I mean, you almost got to pinch yourself sometimes.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. You guys, the support that y'all show is incredible, and I see a lot of 24 gear out there today too. So we'll see what we can do.
You know, as a driver, do you get a piece of everything that they make for you? Like, as far as collectibles, do you collect your own stuff?
I don't. No, if there's certain special things that I like to keep. If it's a helmet that I like or things like that, that have some special meaning to me, I will. But aside from that, no. I think it's kind of weird to see my own stuff sitting around the house and whatnot. So no, I typically don't.
Do you remember the last time you asked somebody for an autograph? Because listen,